Hey guys, this is the Undercard. I'll be previewing all the fights coming up this weekend and giving my picks on who I think is going to win. We got a huge card, UFC 225, Robert Whittaker versus Yoel Romero 2 for the middleweight title. Big main event. Then we have RDA versus Colby Covington for the interim welterweight title since Tyron Woodley's out. So two huge title fights, and then stacked card, top to bottom, literally the Fight Pass prelims, the ones no one cares about. You are not going to want to miss some of those fights. So let's get into it. I'm going to start from the top. We got Robert Whittaker, Yoel Romero 2. So there's the champion, Robert Whittaker. Came up from welterweight up to middleweight and has just been unstoppable. Robert Whittaker is quick. He moves in and out. His footwork is insane. He's that new generation of MMA fighter that he can switch stances. His striking's so varied. He's got the quick jabs. He moves in so much faster than everyone else. That, Kelvin Gastelum sort of is like that too. They're coming up from the lower weight class. They don't have to cut so much weight. Maybe they're not as big, so their wrestling may not be as good, but his striking, he comes in quick. His takedown defense, we saw in that Yoel Romero fight. Yoel Romero is an Olympic wrestler, silver medalist, and the best wrestler in the entire division. Now, he doesn't use his wrestling much. Like, he doesn't drive for takedowns. Now, he did against Robert Whittaker, but normally he doesn't just go for a million takedowns. He's willing to sit there and strike. He's so explosive. But Robert Whittaker defended almost all of them. I want to say it was out of like 14 takedown attempts. I think he only got down 4, and I'd argue that a couple of them weren't really takedowns because he got right back up. But his takedown defense is insane. And put this on here: his takedown defense is great against the best wrestler in the division, and he had a bum knee the whole fight. 20 seconds in, Yoel Romero kicked that front leg from Robert Whittaker, and he was sort of with a bum leg for the rest of the fight. And if he was still able to defend all those takedowns with the bad knee, I mean, imagine with a good knee. He got the surgery. He's been off for the last year and some change. If he's got a good knee, if his recovery's gone well, there's no ring rust, it's going to be so much better, and I expect to see a finish. He couldn't utilize that left hook that he uses all the time. Robert Whittaker likes to come in super quick, jump in, and hit with the left hook. And he couldn't do that at all against Yoel, really, because of that left knee being kicked down. He uses a lot of kicks, which he didn't get to really use in that last fight. So if he had all these tools taken away from him and still was able to get a unanimous decision, Robert Whittaker all day. Robert Whittaker, I think, is going to finish Yoel Romero. Now, Yoel's got some ways that he could win. He's explosive, and his biggest problem is that he runs out of gas. We saw against Robert Whittaker, 4th round, he stopped throwing any punches, any strikes at all. He was diving for takedowns, missing them, and falling on the ground. I think if he manages his gas tank like he did against Luke Rockhold and just sits in the pocket, just starts throwing, he could get lucky and land one. He might. But I think Robert Whittaker is, with his full game plan, with all of his tools being able, as long as ring rust wasn't a problem and his knees fully healed, I think 2nd or 3rd round he'll find either that left hook or maybe that right high kick. He uses that head kick. Robert Whittaker. Next up, we got RDA Colby Covington for the interim welterweight title. Since Tyron Woodley's been out, what do you have? Shoulder surgery. So this is going to be a huge fight. The winner of this is going to be either the champion or is going to fight Tyron Woodley. So we got RDA 28-9 versus Colby Covington's 13-1. Colby Covington's never fought anyone this high level before. He fought Demian Maia, but Maia's striking is anywhere near the rest of the division, much less RDA, whose striking is just insane. RDA came up, another one like Robert Whittaker, comes up from the lower weight class, moves up, and is just phenomenal. He walked through Neil Magny, who's not easy, Robbie Lawler, who's definitely not easy. Maybe towards the end of his career, but still tough to take out, and has looked phenomenal. And who's the other one? Tarek Safadine, something like something like that. But RDA has been looking great. He, is with Perillo Boxing. He's got great boxing, great footwork, and those kicks. We don't need to analyze RDA. He's been in the game for so long. Those kicks, his jiu-jitsu is really good off his back. And Colby Covington, not a great striker. His wrestling is really good, but it's not the best. And we haven't seen him really tested against anybody that's a phenomenal striker. Now, also, RDA's only been getting really good strikers and not guys who really put the wrestling on him, who just take him down the whole time, who may be a little bit bigger than the guys he's used to fighting down at 155. So it's going to be interesting to see how RDA handles a good wrestler, because if he moves on to fighting Tyron Woodley next, Tyron Woodley's a really, really good wrestler. I think better than Colby Covington. And Colby's yet to prove anything like that. So we'll see what Colby Covington does. If he does win, it'll be a boring decision with a bunch of takedowns and just holding RDA, and RDA trying to shoot for submissions or something. But I think RDA is going to use those leg kicks and probably just get a decision. Probably. So I got RDA by decision. Next up, we got Holly Holm, Megan Anderson. Holly Holm is the gatekeeper right now behind Cyborg at 145. Holly Holm has said recently, this week I think, that she really feels like 135 is her actual weight class, and that's a problem. She already doesn't think she's big enough to be in there, but she's a veteran. Holly Holm, I think, has over 40 fights, something like that total, with her pro kickboxing career, MMA career mixed together. She's the best striker in that division, has crazy head kicks, the best head kicks in the women's MMA probably. Megan Anderson, though, the biggest girl she's ever fought, super tall. I want to say she's 6 foot 6'1", something like that. And Megan Anderson is going to be that big upcoming prospect for Chris Cyborg. Megan is 8-2. She hasn't really fought anyone UFC caliber. Obviously, she hasn't been in the UFC. She's been in Invicta. This is her first UFC fight, and first fight is against a veteran and former champion, Holly Holm. That's going to be tough. Tough fight for Megan Anderson. I think she can win. She has a strong right hand. She's a really powerful striker. She's not as good or as clean and polished as Holly is, but she's a good striker. She's got a good team, and she's huge. Tallest girl in the division. Tallest fighter, I think, in women's MMA. I think in the UFC, at least. So, it's going to be tough. You think Holly Holm can get a head kick all the way up and hit Megan Anderson? Maybe. If she can play to the outside and just expose her striking, I think Holly Holm's going to win. I'm going with experience. I'm going to go with Holly Holm on that one. I think she's going to get it. Next up, you got Andre Arlovsky versus Tai Tuivasa. Andre, veteran, old school, been here how long? He's 27-15. He's had multiple runs to where he becomes champion and then falls off for 3 or 4 fights, and then makes another run and then falls off for 4 fights. And recently he's racked up a couple wins. He had Baby Albini, a couple other ones. So he proves that he's still competitive and powerful and can get that knockout, has good striking and good he's just smart. Got the veteran savvy. But Tai Tuivasa, what is he, 9-0? Throws bombs. Crazy good striker. Not to mention Mark Hunt's training partner. Mark Hunt's training partner for at least the last few fights. Huge Samoan guy, just throwing power bombs the whole way. Elbows. He throws elbows over the top. Really good clinch game, really good Muay Thai, and he was actually a pro boxer too, so great boxing fundamentals, just powerful, big heavyweight that's coming through. I'm with the young guns on this one. I'm going to go with Tai Tuivasa. I think he's going to win. He's ranked, number 12? It's going to be a good fight for him. Move up maybe to number 8 or 9. Good heavyweight to look out for in a division where You know, it's a lot of older guys hanging out in the top. So I'm with Ty on that one. Then cmpunk, Mike Jackson, both 0-1. We're all here just to see CM Punk and see how well he does. I'm giving it to Mike Jackson. I know he trains at Houston Muay Thai, so I'm going to go with the Houston hometown one on this one. And he's just already a better striker. He had some amateur experience too. I don't know. What does CM Punk have? BJJ? A little bit. We're basing it all off of, has CM Punk gotten any better? We'll see. Next up, a fight that should have actually been on the main card. Alistair Overeem versus Curtis Blades. One of the best fights on the card. Heavyweight fight. Pretty much a contender fight. You got Overeem ranked number 2. Curtis Blades number 4. Curtis Blades, the younger guy coming in. Was he a JUCO wrestling champion? 27 years old. And, you know, just a good wrestler. Really smart. Powerful. He has really powerful shots. And he's big heavyweight. He did lose, what is he, 9-1, lost once to Francis Ngannou. You know, Ngannou's got crazy power. So, and Blades' striking wasn't to that level yet. He's still getting there. I still don't think he has great striking. And he's going to be going against one of the best kickboxers in the heavyweight division, Alistair Overeem. Now, he's already fought a really good boxer, Mark Hunt. He just beat Mark Hunt. Phenomenal boxer, and he showed a lot of smarts in that fight. He showed that when Mark Hunt almost knocked him out twice, he just dove for the takedown, timed it perfectly, took Mark Hunt down, held him down, rested, got his, air back, and then, dominated the fight, ended up getting the win. So Curtis Blades has shown he can beat a good striker. He can pretty much take down anyone, has really good takedown timing, and Overeem's gone against some good wrestlers, and he gets taken down a lot. He has good submissions, so we could see Overeem get a good submission, but I think this is going to be a good test for Curtis Blades, and I got Blades by either decision or ground and pound late in the fight. He's got really good elbows, really good ground and pound, and good just wrestling, just takedowns all together. So I got Curtis Blades on that one. Next up, we got another great fight, Claudia Gadelha versus Carla Esparza. This is going to be a contender fight too, to show who's going to fight Rose next. If Esparza can get through Claudia, I guess you're going to put Esparza up there. But I think Claudia is the most dangerous matchup for Rose. Her wrestling game is really, really good. Her jiu-jitsu game is really good. Her striking has just been getting better and better and better. So she has an all-around general game. And I think she's a nightmare for Rose. I think she's much, much tougher for Rose. And she's going to be taking her down. And Rose has also really, really good jiu-jitsu. She's won a fight by flying armbar. She's really creative, and that's going to be an awesome fight. I think I got Gadelha by decision. Yeah, Claudia by decision. Next, we got Ricardo Lamas and Mirsad Bektic. Ricardo Lamas is one of the toughest guys in that division. He fought Max Holloway, he's fought Jose Aldo, he's fought all the top veterans, and lost some. He lost and then won, and then lost and won, and then recently got knocked out by Josh Emmett. And you could say he just got caught in that one, or maybe people slept on Josh Emmett a little bit. So I think he's still really competitive, and he has great wrestling, great front kicks, really great boxing fundamentals, and just tough, just really tough. And then you got Mirsad Bektic, 12-1, huge prospect coming up. Throws bombs the whole fight. Every punch is KO power. Just rushes at you. Really great wrestling. He's out of TriStar with Faraz Sahabi, GSP's coach. Throws big combos. He doesn't load up. He just, every strike can knock you out. He just rushes forward with combos. But I think Lamas, with the veteran knowledge and skill, I think he'll be able to play it smart. And I think after getting knocked out his last fight, he's going to want to play it smart, safe, from the outside, and probably pick Bektic apart. But that's gonna be one to look out for. They both just throw bombs. It'll be fireworks for sure. It'll be another one of those Lamas Holloways kind of fights. So definitely look out for that one. And then Rashad Coulter versus De La Rocha, the heavyweight fight. Not much to say about that one. Both just big, tough heavyweights. What are they? Coulter's 8-3, Rocha's 4-5 or 4-2. I probably got Coulter. Then you got Rashad Evans making his return at 205 against Anthony Smith. What does Rashad Evans have left? He's old. What is he fighting for? There's no way he's getting a title next. Not old, at the end of his career. You know, I don't know. Rashad's 24-7-1. You know, he's fought everybody. We all know he's got that KO power still. Maybe he just wants to go out on a win. I'm not sure. I think I got Smith probably by knockout, unfortunately. I'm rooting for Rashad. I'll pick Rashad, but I really think he's about to retire. Should retire. He's got another job. Move on, man. Then you got Joseph Benavidez versus Sergio Pettis. Another number one contender fight. The whole way down, number one contender fights on this card. Benavidez, number one. He would be the champion at 125 if Mighty Mouse wasn't here. It's the Mighty Mouse era. Benavidez, you know, he's just got to wait behind him. His only losses are both to Mighty Mouse and 2 to Dominic Cruz at 135. You know, his only losses are to two of the best fighters ever. Benavidez is definitely one of the toughest guys in the UFC. One of the best fighters in that division. Definitely the best fighter in that division behind Mighty Mouse. You know, then you got Sergio Pettis, young guy coming up. You know, great striking, great jiu-jitsu, good defense all around. He just fought the number 3 guy, Henry Cejudo, and he lost. Henry Cejudo wrestled him down. I don't know. Pettis just hasn't shown us anything great yet. He's got good kicks, got great striking, just like his older brother, Anthony Pettis. Good jiu-jitsu, just like Anthony Pettis. We haven't really seen too much out of him. We haven't seen that champion level stuff that we've seen from Joe Benavidez. So I'm with Joe. I got Joe on that one. But then we got Clay Guida coming back against Charles Oliveira. I think Oliveira's jiu-jitsu, I mean, his kicks are just gonna be too much for Clay Guida. Clay Guida, it's time to retire. I mean, he's still super creative with his striking. I don't know if you saw his last fight. He was doing those weird scorpion kicks or something up behind him. Just vet wrestling, crafty, but I think it's Charles Oliveira. You know, he dropped his last one, dropped the last couple. So it'd be good to see him getting back at it. That'll be a decision. It's gonna be a good fight. And then opening up, we got the whole fight. We got Santiago versus Ige. Ige looked really good on Dana White Contender Series. He's got really great jiu-jitsu. He's a black belt and pretty powerful striking. So that's gonna be a good one to watch out. What is 8-2? Okay. Great card, great fights from top to bottom. This is gonna be an awesome event. And there's also the PFL I wanted to mention, the Pro Fighters League, where the winners of each division at the end of the season are going to get $1 million. So interesting format, some cool fighters to look out for. Will Brooks, a couple other big older fighters, and then a lot of guys out of Russia, Dagestan, stuff like that pretty good prospects to look out for. So there's that one. And then another fight you're going to want to watch out for is Showtime Boxing. There's going to be the return of Tyson Fury. That's going to be something to look out for. We're going to see he's coming back from, he had depression and, just mental health issues that he's finally overcome. He's in great shape again. He gained a crazy amount of weight, but he's in awesome shape now. And we're going to see if he's back to where he was. And if he can win this fight and maybe have one more warm-up fight, he'll be ready for Joshua or Wilder, whoever's ready for him. But I think Tyson Fury is going to be somebody to watch out for. Best heavyweight boxer in the world, guaranteed. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe, share it, show it to your friends, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you get your stuff for the weekly updates, new videos every week, breaking down the upcoming fights, playing highlights for you, all that stuff. So hit share, hit subscribe, hit like. Thanks, guys.